My name is Cass. I'm 19, just about to turn 20, and for the last year and a half, I've been suffering from depression. I can safely say that depression is probably one of the most difficult things I've dealt with in my life so far. It's really hard being in a state of mind where you're constantly having to deal with all your insecurities and anxieties, and you can't seem to escape it. One of the weird things that depression made me feel is that I was kind of like a ghost. I couldn't sleep, and when I did, I had nightmares. I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't socialize. And worst of all, I couldn't eat anything. I lost my appetite, and that sucked. When you feel that bad, it's kind of isolating, and it turns you into a bit of a zombie. I just want to say that I have no problem whatsoever with feeling sad or unhappy. It's really just not an issue to me. What I do get annoyed by and upset with is the fact that you can have times where emotions are so overwhelming that they actually stop you from, functioning as a normal human being. Not being able to sleep or eat or just enjoy the things in life that you used to, it can be really tough. It's really easy to get caught in these really stupid cycles of thought where you feel bad and then you begin to feel bad about feeling bad because maybe you don't think that you have any reason to feel bad in the first place, or you think you're stupid, or you just dislike yourself. This ends up with you just pacing over the same thing over and over and over again until you just feel ill. There's this bench in my local park where I used to just go and collapse. It felt pretty secluded during the day, and there were times when I just couldn't deal with all of it. But at the same time, I couldn't let anyone know how I was feeling, so I used to just go and hide there. I was angry and ashamed, and how could I even trust what I was feeling? I'm just a stupid teenager with a lack of life experience. There are so many people in the world who go through worse things than I've been through and come out completely alright on the other side, so what right do I have to be a whiny little child about it? I look back on that sad little kid who hated himself so much, and I realize what a huge distance I've come since then. If I could go back in time and give myself some advice, I would have so much to say, but I guess the least I can do now is just list it here. First of all, try and be as practical as you can about it. Try and keep your mind busy by doing activities. A big one would be to exercise, exercise, exercise. Never underestimate the power of endorphins. Sometimes just going for a walk can be way more helpful than any amount of medication can be. The other thing I would say would be, don't be afraid to seek help. Find someone to talk to. We don't always feel like we can talk to our friends and family, so having someone to speak to in confidentiality can really be a huge help. The next thing would be to try to be kind to yourself. You wouldn't get angry at someone for being ill or hurting themselves, so try not to beat yourself up. It's okay to feel the way that you feel. The other thing I would say is that you aren't nearly as isolated or alone as you're feeling. There are loads of people who've gone through the same thing that you have, and everyone has a different way of dealing with things. For some people it's medication, for some people it's counselling, for some people it's both or neither. You just have to find what works for you at the end of the day. Also, don't feel ashamed. Depression is complex and it can happen to absolutely anyone. Some people can't even identify why they're depressed in the first place. It's just, this is a thing. Pain is relative. There isn't a simple, quick, wonderful fix for depression. It's just something you have to work on each and every day. And you'll get more and more confident at dealing with it each time it rears its big, ugly head.